Grand Theft Auto San Andreas came out all the way back in 2004, which is almost 2 decades ago at this point. For many, it is regarded as one of the best GTA games to date. It is undeniably a game that defined a generation. It has also defined and popularized a certain trend that keeps on living to this day: modding. Did you know that apparently one of the first ever GTA San Andreas mods was a white skin for CJ? Yeah, they had to start out somewhere, and of course it had to be racist. But that was 2005, different times, right?
Same things make us laugh, make us cry.
But white CJ is actually the least despicable thing out of all the mods that came out during those decades. San Andreas has ever since become a playground for all the aspiring modders. Modding forums were almost like local sandboxes for kids to hang out at and discuss their new amazing and astonishing projects. To give credit where credit is due, some of these mods were actually great and drastically improved the gameplay, graphics, or the overall experience of playing the game. After all, arguably the best mod ever made is the San Andreas multiplayer mod, which was created with collaboration of all the modders out there who wanted to share the experience of playing this beautiful game together. If anything, this mod might have been a big inspiration for Rockstar Games itself, as they started adding the multiplayer mode to every other game ever since, with GTA Online being their biggest hit to date. Shame they fell into the rabbit hole of microtransactions while San Andreas multiplayer was a hobby project for free, but you know, that's besides the point. Stop buying those shark cards, please, just stop. On the other side of the spectrum, we have the questionable mods, the not safe for work mods, the game destructive mods, and this is probably where the real fun begins for most folks. Have you ever played the game Akinator, about the magician guy that is able to name any character you can think of? Well, mods for GTA San Andreas kinda work like that. Whatever you can think of, it's probably there. It's just like the 34th rule. If it exists, there's a San Andreas mod for it, for sure. And that is quite remarkable. Let's say you want to play as any of your anime waifus, well, the whole community has got you covered. Would you like a Pringles t-shirt? Done. Driving around on a fried egg sunny side up? Well, sure, why wouldn't it be possible, right? It's GTA after all. It's almost like the whole community is just trying to push the game to its absolute limits with any mods they can think of. I refuse to believe that people actually sit around and play all of those mods that come out. At the end of the day, it's probably more of a flex of what can be done and just the expansion of the ever-growing library of mods. Or maybe people actually do sit around on the weekends after work or school, checking out all the mods and playing as a Superman with their homies while eating pizza and just having a good one. Well, if you do that, then I want to be your friend. Oddly enough, developing this magnificent game for the PlayStation 2 by Rockstar Games was also a flex in itself, and you can feel it in many ways. It's a game that never tried to be serious in any shape or form. Instead, it's just pure chaos and fantasy, breaking the limits of the PlayStation 2 and reaching the levels of absurd. This game has so much stuff in it for a PS2 game, it's actually quite mind-boggling, so it's very interesting to see that kind of approach translated to mods from the community as well. Because of this fact alone, it seems like the modders could not have picked a better game to start modding with. As the game itself already seems like a big mod, does that make sense? It was a sandbox game outside the box too. Clever move from Rockstar Games. Very clever.
Fine. My turn.
There is also this infamous mod you sure have heard of. Hot coffee mod it is called. Yeah, well, for obvious reasons I cannot show it on screen, but did you know that apparently this was actually supposed to be a feature in the game? Well, it's no surprise that Rockstar had to scratch that idea, but the thing about that, somewhere out there's a universe where GTA San Andreas introduced all us kids to the Devil's Tango is quite crazy, isn't it? as if the game hasn't done so much already, it could have done that as well. Goddamn. Gangbanging not only on the streets, but also in the bedroom. Yeah, that would have been a Game of the Year material right there. There's also a big controversy involving the recent release of the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition that in a lot of ways looked exactly like an overhaul using mods for San Andreas that had already existed in the first place. This left a lot of members of the community, and regular players too, extremely angry, which is a righteous feeling they had towards a very, very shady move from Rockstar Games. It's a very low move from Rockstar trying to make a bag out of something that the community made for free to everyone long time ago. To this day, I do not understand what were the people at Rockstar thinking. Why would you show a middle finger to your entire community that has existed for decades and kept your game alive just to make a small bag from a shitty unfinished remaster that is not even worth it today with all the patches that came out? Shame on you, Rockstar. Shame on you.
Say something! Hey, nah, I had no choice, I was threatened. Shit came from the boss, homie.
I really love this idea of people coming together to create something so magical together, creating a space for everybody out of something so innocent. Interestingly enough, you can still find new tutorials on how to mod San Andreas, which means that the community is constantly expanding and therefore creating more and more mods. And at what point does it stop, you might ask? Well, I think never. After all these years, it doesn't even look like close to being over. Really seems that as long as the people are alive, the new mods for the game will always be coming out. I wonder if there are other limits that are yet to be broken within the San Andreas engine and its capabilities? Who knows? Time will tell. Whenever something new comes out, it somehow makes its way into GTA San Andreas. It's almost like destiny. It feels like if a thing didn't make it as a mod to GTA San Andreas, then it is almost as if it never existed at all. It is astonishing how much can be done with just one game and a group of people sharing a passion for that game. It's truly an example that we as people are capable of achieving anything, as long as we do it together.